We are finally getting past the cold months of winter. So, with spring on the horizon, let's check out all the movies and shows that will get us out of hibernation. Stay right there. Extra Butter Please is coming up next. Welcome to Extra Butter Please. I'm your host, Sydney Jackson. Kicking off the month of March, Max brings us another sports docu-series for all you sports fans, specifically in Boston.
2024 Boston Celtics are one of the greatest teams in NBA history.
We did it!
It is Banner 18.
Celtic City chronicles the cultural impact and extraordinary tale of the Boston Celtics, the NBA's most successful franchise. It explores the team's journey, struggles, triumphs, and its deep connection with the city of Boston and American history.
Every team that's hung a banner has gone through something.
This letter was sent to the garden, and it was a threat against Bill's life and the kids.
Len Bias, with this world in front of him, gone.
Reggie Lewis, and he said his career may be over. They're just thinking, not again. Paul Pierce gets stabbed multiple times, almost dies.
There are a lot of things happening outside the arena that were difficult. But the time I spent in the locker room and on the floor with my teammates was like heaven.
Celtic City takes the court on March 3rd, only on Max. Since the cancellation of Daredevil on Netflix, fans have been clamoring for the return of Matt Murdock as the titular character. Well, the fans have to wait no longer as the long-awaited Daredevil Born Again hits Disney Plus this month.
Thank you for finding the time. I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Blind lawyer Matt Murdock fights for justice while former crime boss Wilson Fisk pursues his campaign as the mayor of New York City, causing their past identities to collide. Marvel Studios decided to overhaul the series in late September of 2023, and the approach changed to be more serialized and more directly connected to the Netflix series.
I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
Daredevil Born Again hits Disney Plus on March 4th. In the Lost Lands reunites Milla Jovovich and her director husband, Paul W.S. Anderson, since their run of Resident Evil movies.
If you've got the time and the stomach for it, I've got a story for you. The world you know is gone, consumed by the flames of a great war long ago. All that's left now are the Lost Lands.
I'm looking for a guide. Someone who knows the Lost Lands.
Why you want to leave the city?
I'm looking for a great treasure, immense power.
A sorceress travels to the Lost Lands in search of a magical power that allows a person to transform into a werewolf.
This is the moment we've been working for.
It's not too late to turn back.
One always has to die.
Starring Milla Jovovich and Dave Bautista, In the Lost Lands lands in theaters on March 7th. After the critical and award success of Parasite back in 2019, Bong Joon-ho returns with the sci-fi comedy Mickey 17.
On Earth, nothing was working out, and I wanted to get the hell out of there.
You're applying to be an expendable? You read through the paperwork?
Yeah. I should have read through it.
Mickey 17, known as an expendable, goes on a dangerous journey to colonize an ice planet.
Every time I died, they just printed me out again. Everyone asks, what's it feel like to die?
We're in a state of war.
Our survival is in the balance.
I got a job to do.
Mickey Barnes, fighting right to the end.
My great gift to mankind.
Are you afraid to die?
This time I wasn't scared.
Starring Robert Pattinson, Mickey 17 hits theaters everywhere on March 7th. Stay right there. Xtra Butter Please will be right back, right after this.
Diversity is in our nature. It is in nature, too. Biodiversity. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk more than ever before, and the future of all life is in our hands. So what will you do? Love it or lose it?
Queen of the Ring is a biographical sports drama that tells the story of female wrestler Mildred Burke, who paved the way for women in the sport.
I promise you, my son, our lives together will be special.
Where's your little boy's father, anyway?
Mr. I ain't gonna marry no circus freak. He done let me over this.
Billy Wolf! I'm really curious to see what you can do with her.
You barely know him. He's the only man that's ever believed in my dream.
We got a job to do tonight. You go out there, you wrestle your heart out.
In a time when pro wrestling for women was illegal all over the United States, a small-town single mother embraces the danger as she dominates America's most masculine sport and becomes the first $1 million female athlete in history.
Come on, Mom, get up. Remember. 1, 2.
Queen of the Ring leaps into theaters on March 7th. Odessa is a rock musical in the vein of classic rock operas like Rocky Horror Picture Show and Phantom of the Paradise, with an all-star cast led by Sadie Sink.
Name's Odessa.
So I'm small and I know I'm young.
My daddy used to tell me my singing had the power to bring light to the darkness and change things.
Set in a post-apocalyptic future, a farm girl goes on a journey to retrieve a family heirloom and rescue her one true love.
Tonight reminded me of how beautiful some things are.
They're gonna get what's coming to them. Mark my words.
Go! Now!
You can bring light to the darkness.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Odessa jams onto Hulu on March 8th. Some might argue that Apple TV Plus is leading the way in the streaming wars when it comes to elite adult dramas. Well, they're back this month to add to their repertoire with the crime drama Dope Thief.
I'm gonna explain to you what we do. We're posing as feds. We're ripping off drug dealers.
You're good? They don't remember your face.
Just a badge.
Here in the 215, you're gonna get your head shot off.
Two Philadelphia friends who pose as DEA agents to rob a house face the consequences of their actions when it turns out they robbed a large narcotics operation.
you took our money and dope. Now I have to kill everybody you know.
Get on the ground! Help!
We just take our cut from the chaos.
Who are you people?
It's like when there's too many deer. You get the hunters to kill them.
Starring Brian Tyree Henry and Wagner Moura, Dope Thief hits Apple TV Plus on March 13th. The fantasy adventure series The Wheel of Time, based on the popular book series, returns for its third season on Prime Video.
The world is changing. A tide sweeping us along against our control.
in a high fantasy world where magic exists, but only some can access it, a woman named Moran crosses paths with 5 young men and women. This sparks a dangerous world-spanning journey.
Make them believe in you, and they will follow you to the ends of the earth.
This is what I was born to do.
The Wheel of Time hits Prime Video on March 13th. Stay right there. When Xtra Butter Please returns, the writers and directors of Avengers Endgame come back for a new sci-fi adventure. And Jack Quaid doesn't feel any pain in saving the girl of his dreams in the new action comedy. Xtra Butter Please, we'll be right back.
Children are spending more time at home. Teachers, parents, neighbors, and friends, it's up to you to keep them safe. Now more than ever, it's important to stay connected. By phone, video chat, and social media. If you have concerns or see changes in a child, be there for them. Ask questions. Seek help. Report suspected child abuse or neglect.
The Russo brothers reunite with writers Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, the team that brought us Marvel hits like Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. They're back with the science fiction adventure film, The Electric State.
Right now, all of us have something in common. We all lost something after the rebellion.
An orphan teenager traverses the American West with a sweet but mysterious robot and an eccentric drifter in search of her younger brother.
You can't change the way things are. Watch me.
Get ready.
You ready for what now?
The Electric State, starring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt, with an all-star voice cast, hits Netflix on March 14th. Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender lead a stellar cast in the spy thriller Black Bag, directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Black Bag. Right. You asked how it works. To be with someone in this business, this is how. You each know what you know, and you know what you'll do, and you never discuss certain things again.
When the intelligence agent Catherine Woodhouse is suspected of betraying the nation, her husband, also a legendary agent, faces the ultimate test of whether to be loyal to his marriage or his country.
You got a breach. What did you do?
One of our people stole something.
Something extremely valuable.
You cannot imagine the damage. Find the leak.
How long do you think you'll need? Give me 2 weeks.
It's a very dangerous line of work.
I'll say.
Would you kill for me, George? Would you?
Black Bag opens up in theaters on March 14th. Now, you would think that the ability to not feel physical pain would be an advantage. Well, Jack Quaid will test that theory for us in the new action comedy, Novocaine.
So, what's your deal?
My deal? I'm just a regular guy with a regular job, but I've got this condition where I don't feel pain. Hey, there we go.
Oh my God, you're a superhero.
No.
When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her.
Tell me everything you know. What's his name?
You gotta be careful, dude. You can still die. You're not Wolverine. You understand pain?
Oh, no, stop it. Wow, that hurt. That one hurt the most.
Novocaine enters theaters everywhere on March 14th.
There's a rumor flying around that Moretti's back. Like, Moretti?
After 30 years outside the public eye, pop icon Moretti returns for an exclusive listening experience.
He's bringing you a gift.
This is for Ariel Ecton.
Opus is a psychological thriller about a pop star that returns after being missing for decades.
What is it that you guys do?
Would you like to see?
Is this not alarming to you?
The back row's asleep. But the front row's ready to rage.
Are you sure you haven't been drinking with us?
Okay.
Written and directed by Mark Anthony Green in his directorial debut, Opus hits theaters on March 14th. The action crime thriller Gangs of London from director Gareth Evans, who brought us The Raid and The Raid 2, returns for its 3rd season.
Last night, 600 people died. And it wasn't an accident.
What would you call it?
An attack.
London is at the feet of the criminal gangs. Want no more. Your days of terrorizing this city are numbered.
London, one of the world's most dynamic and multicultural cities, is being torn apart by the power struggles of the international gangs following the assassination of the head of London's most powerful crime family. The series has received generally positive reviews from critics, who praised its performances, narrative, and action sequences, though some criticism was aimed at its excessive violence.
Everyone in the city wants me dead because of you. I'm gonna make you pay for what you've done.
Gangs of London Season 3 will be available on Sky TV this March. Don't go anywhere. We have more of Xtra Butter Please right after this.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
The crime drama series Happy Face is an adaptation of the 2018 podcast by Melissa Moore and her 2009 autobiography, Shattered Silence.
What do you know about the Happy Face killer? Perhaps we should just explain why you're here.
Because he's my father.
The series tells the story of Melissa Jesperson Moore, who at age 15 discovered that her father, Keith Hunter Jesperson, was the serial murderer known as the Happy Face Killer.
If you stay silent, the ripples of trauma just keep pulling everyone they touch underneath.
It's so good to see you, Missy.
Happy Face debuts on Paramount Plus on March 20th. Inspired by the residents inside the private world of the White House, the new Netflix series from producer Shonda Rhimes takes the murder mystery genre to a whole different level.
Right now is a state dinner. There are 200 people down there, including the President of the United States.
Did anything unusual happen? Other than my boss dying? Other than that, yes.
Set in the upstairs, downstairs, and backstairs of the White House, Cordelia Cupp, an eccentric detective, arrives on the premises in order to solve a murder, which happened during a state dinner.
Who's he?
Edwin Park, Special Agent, FBI. I'm really just here to help.
We need to tread carefully here. This is the White House.
Agent Park told me you have a suspect.
You told me you had a suspect. Yes.
No. I'm trying to solve a murder, and I've got the FBI, the President of the United States, and Kylie Minogue breathing down my neck.
You
You've made this very dramatic.
Thank you.
The Residence starts its investigation March 20th on Netflix. Isa Gonzalez and Aaron Paul star in the new science fiction horror thriller, Ash. A woman wakes up on a distant planet and finds the crew of her space station viciously killed. Her investigation into what happened sets in motion a terrifying chain of events.
Something is not adding up.
Listen to me. You and I, we have a purpose. Do you understand this?
What are you not telling me? What's happening?
Ash lands in theaters on March 21st. The Alto Nights from director Barry Levinson stars Robert De Niro in dual roles. Check it out.
Where do I start? You're going down a very dangerous road. And we ain't been down dangerous roads before. But that's the risk you take. Me, I take that
but you're
risk.
not where I am. I give to charities, I pay my taxes.
Vito Genovese and Frank Costello are a pair of Italian Americans who run two separate crime families in the mid-20th century. Genovese attempted to assassinate Costello in 1957, but Costello had already retired from the mob.
How do you know what he's gonna do?
Alto Nights makes its hit on March 21st in theaters everywhere. Disney is continuing their live-action adaptation of their classic animated films. The next one up is a remake of 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness, but the Queen changed everything.
Take him away!
Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Starring Rachel Zegler in the titular role and Gal Gadot as the evil queen, this latest version is an update and reimagining of the classic material for a modern audience.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
Snow White sings into theaters everywhere on March 21st. Don't touch that remote. When we come back, Seth Rogen deals with the disasters of running a movie studio, and Jason Statham goes to work in the criminal underworld. Stay right there. Extra butter, please. We'll be right back.
There's a blood shortage, and we came up to Dead Lover's Point at midnight on Friday the 13th.
Lame.
Guess I'm gonna waste all this blood by dying in a predictable horror movie way.
50% of Americans like watching blood get spilled in horror movies, but only 3% donate it. When was the last time you donated blood?
Jonathan Majors is slowly making his comeback with his return to the big screen with the indie drama Magazine Dreams.
You have to do something big and important, or nobody will remember you when you're dead.
Magazine Dreams follows an aspiring bodybuilder who struggles to find human connection in this exploration of celebrity and violence. Nothing deters him from his fiercely protected dream of superstardom. Not even the doctors who warn him of the permanent damage he causes to himself with his quest.
How are you doing, Killian?
When I close my eyes and dream, they're gonna put a picture of me on the cover of the magazine. And the entire world will know my name.
Magazine Dreams makes a pose March 21st in theaters and limited release. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg have given us some of the most memorable comedies in recent memories, like Superbad and Pineapple Express. Their new comedy series will give us a peek behind the curtain with some of the struggles that may have come to get those types of movies made.
You know, I got into this because, you know, I love movies. But now I have this fear that my job is to ruin them.
The job is a meat grinder.
The series focuses on the struggles of Matt Remick, the newly appointed head of fictional Continental Studios, as he attempts to save the floundering company in an industry undergoing rapid social and economic changes.
Being the head of Continental is the only job I've ever wanted. Stop! Stop! No! It's just so much harder than I thought it was going to be.
You're talentless, spineless.
What is wrong with you?
No one likes you.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm here to save your career. Help me help you win.
You'll make a great studio head.
Seth Rogen leads an all-star cast in the studio, debuting on Apple TV Plus on March 26th. Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd star in A24's horror comedy, Death of a Unicorn. Check it out.
Ridley? Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something. I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Father-daughter duo Elliot and Ridley hit a unicorn with their car and bring it to the wilderness retreat of a mega-wealthy pharmaceutical CEO.
Is there something in your car?
A lot of species in this area are rare. What exactly are we saying this is, though?
I think we know exactly what it is.
Horse-like mammalia.
With some sort of protrusion or growth.
It's a fucking unicorn.
Death of a Unicorn hits theaters everywhere on March 28th. Blumhouse returns this month with the psychological horror thriller The Woman in the Yard, starring Danielle Deadwyler.
When the sun is bright and the wind is still, she comes to you like a sudden chill.
A woman in black appears on a family's front lawn and delivers a chilling warning. No one knows where she came from, what she wants, or when she'll leave. The Woman in the Yard appears in theaters on March 28th. After the success of the action thriller The Beekeeper, Jason Statham and David Ayer reunite for another go-around with a working man.
When my wife passed and I left the Royal Marines, a lot of people would have given up on me. You gave me a job. You were patient with me. You, Carla, Jenny, you're my family.
Excuse me, it's not your business.
I'm good, boss.
An ex-Royal Marines commando leads a peaceful life as a construction worker. However, when he's forced to use his old set of skills to find his boss's teenage daughter who'd been kidnapped by human traffickers, he soon uncovers a conspiracy of corruption and government agents' involvement in human trafficking.
All of this is for a girl.
I'm not stopping until I bring her home. That's for slapping that woman.
That woman was my wife.
That's for slapping your wife.
Who are you?
A working man punches in on March 28th. Well, I'm all out of time. If you'd like to be part of the show, email us at extrabutterplease1@gmail.com. Until next time, I'll see you in the theaters.